with anything you do, there's got to be questions to ask, right? But questions to ask: is this a hobby or is this a career? I mean, you can make money from this to the point where it could be a career, even if you are doing it as a hobby. If it's your natural expression, if you really want to be a writer, you know, you could do this as a career, or even as a hobby, and still make money. But depending on the answer to this question, it will determine certain avenues you got to go through, in regards to like ISBN numbers and just, you know, how you want to go about the process, and that's all gonna be broken down later. But ask yourself that, right? What do you think is gonna take for you to complete this project? Understand your biases. Do you need to get better at time management? Do you procrastinate? Could you be more organized? You gotta have all this laid out in order to understand what you need to make sure you're on top of when it comes to going through this process, right? I released my book May of 2019. I started the process January, February. That was about 3 to 4 months, right? And I was in college. I was in school. So imagine if I had 100% of my time to dedicate completely to this project. Probably would have been released way sooner. And then there's also the confidence factor. Are you really ready to release this project, right? And that's a question we're gonna break down soon. But this is key to know, because you just gotta make sure that you know who you are and you know what you need to be focused on in order to get the maximum result from this project, right? What is your vision of the final product? Just take a moment in your mind to just see it, right? See the writing laid out. See how it's organized. See how it begins. See how it ends. See what the cover looks like. See what do you want the readers to get from it. What do you want to feel once it's released, right? And this goes to the theme of the book. This goes, again, to how you want the book to flow. I knew I was talking about certain journal entries and poetry and poems that I was writing. I knew it was talking about very low self-esteem, self-conscious, depressive thoughts. But it can't be just that, right? So it was like, all right, it could start depressive, but it has to end on a hopeful, on a positive note. And that helped me flow throughout my whole book. But that's the question you want to ask. And we're going to touch on this later. But definitely look at some of your favorite books, right? Look at some of your favorite books and ask yourself, what do you like about the book, right? Like, what about the feel of the book do you like? How many pages you want in your book, right? Like what book size you want, you know? And we're going to break this down further in terms of how I went about answering this question. But this is key to know how you want your book to just be modeled after, right? And are you ready to release a part of your expression? Only you can answer that question. Like, once I released my book, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. It was just a blessing to even, the process is, the fun is in the process, right? But know that even once it's completed, the journey is just beginning. But it's very rewarding, and you gotta be confident. And if it is a career, it's time. It's time to start now. If you haven't started before, if it is a hobby, then I mean, just have fun with it, right? And as a career, you can still have fun with it, but just know it's time. And why not? Why not do it, right?